So whether we were able to beat a long frame and our opponent has chosen to retreat and go to the short frame, which is going to be the forearm and elbows, or that was the stage that we immediately already got to, we're now going to be looking at beating the short frames on our opponent. Kevin's turned in a 45-degree angle, and now he is framing me with a short frame, now with his elbow and his forearms, and once again, he's blocking the crossface. If at any point our opponent isn't actually blocking the crossface, because we're at this closer range now, even if Kevin's blocking me here effectively, if he's doing something like just framing my hip, which is what a lot of newer people will do in jiu-jitsu, he's not doing anything to protect his posture, and that frame is not going to be able to stop me from severely compromising his alignment, making him weaker, and I will crush that afterwards. So make sure that we're dealing with proper side control defense where our opponent is blocking the bicep. I need to be able to deal with one of these frames. We're going to deal with the top frame first. From here, we're going to go with the method of disengage from the frame to take away the tension and then redirect as a lever. This arm is going to back up, and I'm going to back up my shoulder so I can grab up at the wrist here. He's going to be grabbing upwards up here on my shoulder. If I just try and grab straight up, it's going to be very difficult for me to do. What I need to do is I need to take this arm back outside of the range of this arm, and I need to back my shoulders away. So I actually start taking this shoulder and I can start turning it into the elbow here. That's already going to start causing a redirection of this frame, but it's going to allow me to now grab up at his hand, accessing his lever. I'm going to now start turning his thumb down to internally rotate the shoulder. If I was able to just keep turning it like this, you can see how the elbow is going to start opening up. As I start to internally rotate the shoulder, I'm going to collapse it in, and this hand is going to be shooting in for an underhook. I don't care if this arm gets stuck in here because his elbow is opened up. If Kevin tries to frame me right now and push me away, it's not effective from here. It's effective when his elbow is in tight to his body and he's got a frame set up at the right force vector. From here, backing away, grabbing at the wrist or the hand, pushing it in as this hand now starts to shoot in for that underhook to open the elbow. Then from here I can look at collecting the head for the crossface, or I might still have to deal with this arm in some way. Another way that I can deal with the frame is by increasing pressure and redirecting. So once again, I'm not collapsing weight into the way that it's structured, so creating a opposing force vector. Kevin has designed the frame to support me here. This does nothing. But if I keep this weight and I redirect, then I can redirect it into a lever. Right now he's blocking me, he's framing this leading edge. I'm going to change that leading edge to the shoulder. So similarly, just like the last technique where I was using that shoulder to turn so I can start accessing this arm as a lever, we're actually just going to continue with this. If this is no gi, we can just cup the shoulder. You can cup down at the hip. If it's gi, we can start grabbing up at the gi, up at the collar, like horse collar grip, or even down at the belt. But this is my preferred. And from here, as Kevin's framing me, I'm going to change the weight into my right shoulder, pushing it into the back of his arm, and I'm going to collapse it down. Now from here, if Kevin tries to retract this arm, it's going to be very difficult for him. I can either let him by releasing the pressure slightly and just finishing completing that underhook, or I'm going to keep it collapsed there. So here, Kevin's framing me. I shift my weight. I'm probably not going to be able to just turn my body like this and make his arm collapse, so I'm going to make him turn a little bit with me. Collapsing. From here, I can look to circle my head inside, like the last technique that we were working on against long arms, or I can look at starting to just bring this arm in, playing with a crossface. I really have a lot of options once I have actually broken my opponent's alignment. I don't want you to think of there's a specific path that you have to take. I just want you to be thinking, how can I affect my opponent's alignment from this position? And as long as you're doing that, you're going to be successful.